Someone out there? I could use your assistance. I'm quite trapped in here.
My thanks. Hear me out if you want to escape this place. You were on the cart. I saw you before those witches caught us and tossed me in this stone box. Glad you're finally awake. Apologies for my ghastly appearance. I'm not feeling my best. Our precise location, I can only speculate. Somewhere in western Skyrim, I suppose. I was involved in my own investigation when the Ice Reach Coven Witch attacked. We can escape, but I desperately need your help first. The witches must have stashed my belongings nearby. Among them is a small flask. I can open the cell door. Once I do, I need you to retrieve that flask for me. I'll be too weak. And until I have it, you're in significant danger. I swear, I intend you no harm. If I don't get that flask back, however, my intentions won't matter. Retrieve it, then we'll break out of here together. Don't be afraid. This may be jarring, but it's a necessary part of the plan. Hurry and retrieve my flask. Did you find it? Give it to me. Yes, that's better. Thank you. I could feel my control slipping away. Yes, that was blood. But I swear there's no cause for alarm. Not every vampire is a monster. I'm part of a group that only drinks from willing donors. We regulate the actions of less scrupulous vampires. I belong to House Ravenwatch, one of the noble houses of Rivenspire. We adhere to the teachings of our founder, Count Verandis Ravenwatch. We take no blood by force. We help those in need, and we curtail the actions of more hostile vampires. We go where we're needed. I was investigating a burial site in Bankurai when I discovered smugglers stealing ancient remains. I followed the trail, ran into the witch, and, well, you know the rest. Now, we need to get out of here. Sort of. I regained enough of my senses when they carried me in here to remember the way out. It's pretty straightforward. I'll guide the way if you defend us from anyone who blocks our path. If we work together, I'm certain we can escape. Follow closely. You never know what's wandering around in these old barrows. I wonder why the witches are storing all these things. See if you can find a weapon. I'll grab something more suited to my skills. looks dangerous enough. Now come on, this way.
What are you two doing out? Ergala still has need of you.
That's the brute who threw us in our cell. We have to get past him.
I'll put you two milk drinkers back in your cage.
The only way out is through. I'll support you from back here. Strike him with a light attack. Hit him again! Hit him again!
Fast! You can't withstand this!
Don't let his heavy... Strike him while he's off balance. Defend yourself! Strike back! Lock that attack! Hit him again!
You can block what you can't see!
Break free from that stun! Can get out of that! Shake it off! Another heavy... Press your advantage with the heavy attack! Interrupt that strike! Interrupt the attack!
Time to end this!
Finish him off so we can escape! The smell of blood is overwhelming. We should move on. You handled yourself well. Not sure I would have made it past that savage without your assistance. We'll be out of these crypts soon enough. Weapons. Grab anything you think might be useful. Giant frostbite spider. Kill it, my friend! More ahead. You go first. The witch who captured us belongs to something called the Ice Reach Coven. These caverns make the perfect hiding spot for the group. Not sure I would have ever found it if they hadn't dragged me down here. We should keep going. Over here! We're almost to the exit. Quick, hide! Look up on the bridge!
As you'll see, the storm's effects will be quite devastating.
As long as everything is ready for the first harvest of Gaia, I will be pleased.
Very curious. Let's talk for a moment. That was Urgala, leader of this branch of the Ice Reach Coven. She's the witch who locked us in the barrow. The others take their orders from her. I'm not sure, but I believe he's one of my kind. They mentioned a devastating storm. We need to find out exactly what they have planned. My apologies, but we're going to have to postpone our escape. We'll make an investigator out of you yet. I need to figure out how those stolen remains, the Ice Reach Coven, and that vampire are connected. Let's catch up to Urgala and her guest, and see what we can find out. Should be able to catch up with Matron Urgala through here. Witches and their servants are everywhere. We could sneak through if you wish to avoid more battles. Should be just up ahead. Hurry! Sometimes you have to throw caution to the wind and go where the investigation leads you. Let's catch up to Matron Urgala and see what we can learn. Look, the sky! What have they done? We must reach that clearing! Looks like the way up to the clearing. This place is thick with Coven members. Be on your guard. Urns. They bear the same symbol as the ones I saw in Backloggery. You'd think with all the truly bizarre events of my life, not much would unnerve me. Yet an enormous arcane storm roiling in the sky still manages to do the trick. If we hurry, we can find the source.
The Harrow Storm ritual is a thing of beauty, Dogala. I'll be in touch after the harvest.
Kill Urgala! Maybe that will stop the storm from growing.
You escape, no matter, for soon all of Skyrim will fall! Your efforts mean nothing. The harvest.
Somehow that pike is involved. Destroy it, quickly! You did it. The storm's dissipated. I wish we could have learned more before we killed Matron Urgala. I still don't understand what the Coven has planned. And it's the not knowing that worries me. That's true. And we stopped that storm. My investigations have led to even darker corners, but progress has been made. Here, consider this a stipend from Ravenwatch. For your valuable assistance, of course. Now let's get out of here. The Ice Reach Coven's presence in western Skyrim concerns me. But we need to keep moving. The path down is through those doors. Outside, I'll point you towards Solitude. Go to the city and warn them. Whatever the Coven has planned, it didn't end here. Not right now. Other members of the Ravenwatch came here ahead of me. They'll be interested in the vampire we saw, and I need to get word to them. Besides, I want to follow the trail while it's fresh. So it only makes sense that you warn Solitude. We're in the hold of Hofengar in western Skyrim. Solitude is its capital city, and the seat of High King Svargrim. If we can find any help against the Coven, it will be there. Head to Solitude and let the authorities know what happened here. The Nords don't tolerate Reachmen in their territory. Once you warn the gods, I'm sure High King Svargrim will dispatch his troops. The Coven's threat is as good as done. But just in case, I'll tell my fellow Ravenwatch what happened here. As I said, my investigation began in an ancient burial site in Bankurai. Draugrkin were using similar urns, filling them with remains. Most disturbing, the ash and bones belonged to a dark army that once roamed the land. The Grey Host. I have no idea. When I stumbled into this nest of Coven witches, I never expected to find a connection to the Draugrkin and the burial urns. And the vampire we saw. There's something more at play than we know. We need to find out what. This way, my friend. The road ahead will take you straight to Solitude. Go. Warn Solitude of the danger. I need to make contact with the Ravenwatch. Once again, thank you for assisting me. Once again, thank you for assisting me. Without you, I'd still be locked away. And who knows what damage that Herostorm would have caused. Follow this road east, and you should reach Solitude in short order. Until we meet again, fare you well.
If you're anything like me, you want a nice, safe spot to mull over some hard decisions. If your favorite spot is in the Alliance territories, we can get you closer to it.
What is it? I have a long memory. Don't cross me in our dealings. These mounts deserve better than any nonsense some might try with me.
What's this? A new antiquarian in the making? So, what brings a sturdy hero like you to the Gwylem Annex? I can't imagine you're looking for a book. Then again, I do see a glimmer of curiosity in your eyes. Perhaps you seek admission to the Antiquarian Circle. The University of Gwylem's most prestigious historical society. We scour the continent for lost antiquities, collecting and cataloging as we go. We've made hundreds of discoveries, thanks in no small part to our scrying tool, the Antiquarian's Eye. An invention of our university's founder, Terrain Fire. It allows the wielder's mind to travel vast distances and find buried relics, truths lost to history. Gazing into the eye requires both skill and talent. How talented are you, I wonder? Admission to the circle begins easily enough. Just place your hand on the Antiquarian's Eye. If you possess the aptitude, you will attune to the eye immediately. If you don't possess the aptitude, the eye will reject you. Couldn't be simpler. It's a magnificent device, alien in origin. As I said before, our university's founder, Terrain Fire, developed it along with countless other scholarly tools. Alas, he died before we could demonstrate the object's true potential. It homes in on objects of historical import, much like a bloodhound, without all the baying and drooling, of course. We still don't fully understand how it determines an item's value. Just more proof of our founder's genius, I suppose. We recovered several from a vault in Elenir. It seems Sage Fire intended for the university's best and brightest to continue his work after he was gone. It took longer than he would have liked, I'm sure, but I fully intend to honor his legacy. We seek the truth above all else. Written histories rarely give an honest accounting of the past, so we go straight to the source. Relics, curios, even ancient bric-a-brac. Anything that can teach us more about the myriad cultures of Tamriel. I assume you mean commercially valuable? Yes, you can keep any relics you recover and do with them what you will. The Circle's chief concern is cataloging the discoveries and learning what we can from them. Everyone benefits from the arrangement. It's a school, of course. The very best, by any credible assessment. At least it was. What I wouldn't give to walk those halls again. This frigid annex is a very poor substitute. Very poor indeed. For a time, I studied there as well. Despite all of Cyrodiil's struggles, I really did believe we could weather the storm. But war has far-reaching consequences, even for those who want no part in it. Especially for those who want no part in it. Here and elsewhere, The faculty scattered to the winds when the plane meld took hold. Fortunately, most of us survived, and we write each other constantly. I wound up in Skyrim somehow. As frozen wastelands go, it's really quite pleasant. Impressive. We rarely see such an energetic attunement.
The only fish that go with the river's flow are the dead ones.
Well, well, well. It seems I underestimated you. With a reaction like that, you may well rival Gabrielle, our most accomplished antiquarian. I wonder what secrets you might find gazing through the eye. In a hurry, are we? We'll teach you to use the eye in due course. First, do you vow to uphold the principles and traditions of the Circle, to catalog your discoveries for future generations, and give a true accounting of Tamriel's history? An excellent decision. Mastering the eye is no small endeavor. But with Gabriel's tutelage and my rigorous oversight, we may make a true scholar of you yet. Welcome to the Circle, antiquarian. Now then, we should begin your education in earnest. I suggest you speak with Gabrielle Benally. I can provide some scholarly advice, but when it comes to using the antiquarian's eye itself, you'll find no better teacher than Gabrielle. Downstairs, poring over more maps and tomes, no doubt. Honestly, the girl never stops working. I'd almost think she was trying to make the rest of us look bad if she wasn't so confoundedly cheerful. At any rate, she'll get you sorted. Speak with me again once Gabrielle's taught you the basics. I know I can come across as chilly, but truthfully, I'm anxious to get you into the field. Because I'm not a mage. Don't make a face. I never said I possess the aptitude. We all contribute to the Circle in our own way. You may wield the eye, but rest assured, my skill as a writer is no less important. Not just writing. Few can match my knowledge of ancient history, aside from those who lived through it all, like that insufferable dark elf Devaith Fear. You may find these relics, but it's incumbent upon me to tell you what they are.
Ah, you must be the Antiquarian Circle's most recent addition, eh? Greetings. Sorry for the mess. I'll tidy up down here, you know, eventually. But I digress. Verita wants me to teach you to use the Antiquarian's eye, yes? Wow, really? That's uncharacteristically gracious of her. Huh. Well, anyway, let's get started. It all begins with concentration. The eye wants to show you what you seek. So, clear your thoughts, and conjure up a picture of the relic in your mind. The exciting part. Gaze into the eye and focus on the facets in the glass. Take a breath and try to unify the symbols into a single pattern. Eventually, you'll stop looking at the lens and start looking through it. Why don't we just give it a try?
It's taking longer than I
Well done. Now fix your eyes on the center and the corners of the lens. Then turn your focus inward toward the facets in the glass. Concentrate, and the facets should merge. Unifying the lens into a single pattern will perfectly attune the eye, but you only need to reach the foci to gain a rough idea of the object's location. If you lose your focus, just try again.
I could use a warm bath,
a wonderful foot massage, and the death of a certain small-minded, big-mouthed fetcher who undoubtedly enjoys both warm baths and foot massages each day. Will I get these things? Maybe when all is said and done.
Looks like this is the spot. Time to excavate the antiquity. Remember to move cautiously. Use the right tool for the right level of excavation, and don't rush yourself. Even careful digging can result in an unsteady dig site, so be mindful of its stability. There you have it. You're a proper antiquarian now. Seems you have quite a knack for it, too. Just keep practicing with the antiquarian's eye and master those digging techniques. I'm confident you'll be recovering priceless relics in no time. I'd report back to Verida and let her know you successfully extracted your first antiquity. Don't expect too much in the way of praise, but trust me, she'll be ecstatic. Once you've checked in, start looking for relics. No time like the present, eh?
Welcome back, Antiquarian. I trust your time with Gabrielle was illuminating. Excellent. I had a good feeling about you, and as usual, I was right. From now on, consider yourself free to pursue any antiquities that interest you. We will catalog your findings for study, and together we will uncover the mysteries of this world. You have a great deal of work to do, Antiquarian. Wouldn't you agree? We're all quite busy, truth be told, but I suppose I can make more time for our most promising initiates. Is there something I can help you with? That is entirely up to you. What cultures spark your curiosity? What region of Tamriel do you yearn to visit? Or, if it's simple wealth you're after, what item might fetch a prize on the second-hand market? The choice is yours. Well, your Antiquities Codex contains only those antiquities we're currently aware of. If you want to make a unique discovery of your own, you'll need to find a lead. Something that gives you a place to start. Practically anywhere, believe it or not. Tucked away in chests, in the pockets of bandits, stashed in musty ruins. Just explore Tamriel as any adventurer would, and you're bound to find some. The potential applications of our discoveries are endless. You might find items worthy of display in your home, or discover a long-forgotten technique for body ornamentation. You might even recover jewelry or armor imbued with arcane power. Oh, I couldn't possibly choose. In any case, my interest in these objects has less to do with their uses and more to do with their historical value. Amalian swore she found parts of a mechanical mount, but that sounds a bit outlandish to me.
Welcome to the Circle, Karam. I'm the organization's resident eccentric. So if you're fond of bizarre yet completely plausible historical theory, I'm your elf. Well, that's how this lot sees me. I always think it's best to get out in front of the story, you know? I focus on historical mysteries, bizarre and arcane phenomena. You know, the interesting stuff. Ha! How much time do you have? The disappearance of the Dwemer, the secrets of the Hist, the mysteries of the Zero Stone. Tamarelic history is positively bursting with unexplained oddities. As a complete waste of time and resources. Verita would rather while away the days gluing broken Alessian pottery back together. And Ugron? I've never seen him show an interest in anything that hasn't been embalmed. Oh, plenty! Like, I've got a Cyrodiilic bird person skull buried around here somewhere. At least I think it's a Cyrodiilic bird person skull. Reginus swears it's a terror bird. See what I mean? Narrow-minded ninnies, the lot of them. Ugron, mostly. He hates getting stuck between Verita and Reginus without backup. Skyrim boasts its fair share of mysteries, too. I've been developing a theory about the snow elves that's sure to wow our colleagues abroad. Oh, yes! I don't want to get into the specifics just yet, but it involves dragons, dwarves, Magnus the Divine, and a band of plucky Atmoran skalds, and also a six-legged mammoth. I know that last bit sounds odd, but trust me, it's essential. No. Your days of taking people's words for things are behind you, my friend. I've got a good feeling about you. You'll be unlocking all manner of ancient secrets before long. Just promise to share the weirder bits with me, all right? If by unusual you mean remarkable, I agree. Quite the feat of engineering, eh? I made it myself. Well, I designed it myself at any rate. You know what I mean. No, practically everyone does. I was born with a twisted spine. It makes walking, well, impossible, to be perfectly honest. The chair grants me a degree of mobility I wouldn't have otherwise. Made childhood in Somerset a real treat, let me tell you. Want to see a high elf's face light up? Put them in the room with someone they perceive as fundamentally flawed. It's gross, but also hilarious. We're so insecure, you know? What? Mara's mercy, no. There's only so much you can learn there. The Sapiarchs, that whole business with the Thalmor and the Dominion. Too many tight collars and small minds. No one takes risks there. It's just the same tired stories over and over. Yes, indeed. And I've never had cause to regret it. Except when Verita really gets going with her chores list. Believe me, you've never seen someone more uptight about loosely folded laundry.
Brave meeting, Antiquarian, and welcome to the Circle. You have no idea what a relief it is to bring another warrior on board. Not many of us brawling scholars left in the world, it seems. Ugron Grothumog, wise counsel to Chief Bukadosh, and Professor of Tomb Studies at the University of Gwylim. Yes, we decided to distinguish it from other coursework. Plucking arrowheads out of the grass on an ancient battlefield is one thing. Searching a Nord barrel for a dragon priest's slippers? That's something else. You can attest to that, I'll wager. Dungeons, tombs, old sewerways. Even explored a sunken ship or two. You know how it is. Greater risks mean greater rewards. Gold's overrated. I'm talking about discovery. Learning about the past helps us avoid trouble in the future. And we orcs know a thing or two about trouble. At the rate the world's going, we'll be rebuilding Orsinium again before long. Just watch. I'm an orc. Fighting comes with the tusks. Just one of those things. I grew up in a very traditional stronghold. Childhood in a stronghold's not so bad, but everybody grows up eventually. An orc like me gets two choices. Kowtow to the chieftain, or challenge him for leadership. I didn't intend to do either. Sure did. They were pretty sore about it for a while. Damn near killed me on the way out, throwing rocks and hand tools and such. But we've patched things up. You know, we orcs put on a big show, but we're pragmatists at heart. Yeah, with counsel, news from abroad, that sort of thing. Fact is, I've accomplished more in my years at the university than most orcs accomplish in a lifetime. Tradition's important, but people who don't stretch wind up falling behind, or worse. They wind up getting their cities knocked down by grumpy, orc-hating neighbors. That's what history is all about. It's a shield against an uncertain future. Knowing your past is the best way to prepare for what's to come. Stay focused and keep your feet on the ground. We may wield a magic scrying device, but history begins and ends in books. Ink-smudged fingers, research, evidence, and debate. That's how you get at the truth. And the truth is all that matters.
Welcome to the Antiquarian Circle. Make no bones about it, you'll be discovering ancient relics in no time. Bones. Get it? Just a bit of antiquarian humor for you. You see? It's not all dust and dry inkwells, we have fun too. Reginus Puka, Associate Professor at the University of Gwylem, traveling companion and frequent intellectual adversary to Verita as well. It's all in good faith, mind you. She's the one with the gilded reputation. I just like to keep her honest. More than she might like, I wager. Still, she needs steady ballast like me. Mara only knows what crazed dissertation she'd publish if I wasn't around to remind her of the facts. One person's reckless is another's revolutionary. But yes, she can be quite reckless. A word of advice. Take your time out there. The Divines granted man and Myr the gift of discernment, but all that cleverness can get us into trouble. Only that you should let the evidence drive your conclusions, not the other way around. Cold, dispassionate, objective study. That's the aim of a true scholar. I honestly can't remember ever wanting to do anything else. My mother insists I wanted to be a banker as a child. I certainly don't remember it, but who knows? I suppose all bright 4-year-olds entertain frivolous fantasies like that. Of course. What could be more frivolous? But no, it's honest work for me. Cataloging, reading, labeling, filing, recataloguing. The business of history. Well, if you want to keep your focus squarely on fieldwork, I won't stop you. More cataloging for me. Well enough, I suppose. Solitude's a bit chillier than Windhelm, in both temperature and temperament. Who knew a city full of bards could feel so cold? Oh, countless relics. The origin of Tamrielic man is something of an obsession for me. I spent many long months in Craglorn researching the Nedic peoples, and now it's on to the Atmoran immigrants of ancient Skyrim. Just fascinating.
Take pity on me.
What do you want?
The moment I arrived in Solitude, several cats found me. Is this to be my fate in every single port city I visit? This is the 4th time it's happened. I like the creatures, but this is ridiculous.
You look like you could use a change. Let's get you to one of the Alliance territories. If you want, of course.
You are the one I seek. Greetings. My benefactor wishes to speak to you about a matter that could affect the fate of our world. If my benefactor wished to discuss details in the open, why send a messenger? The matter is for your ears only. The Sadrino House in Davon's Watch, between Artisans Row and the Market District. Do not tarry.
Hold! Speak to me before entering Mournhold, citizen.
Take pride in your work, I always say.
Can you believe it? Dragons in your own homeland. What are you going to do?
This one does not know, but he hopes his family is safe. Please, listen to me for just a moment. It's very important.
I've been waiting for this my entire life.
Me too, Lena. I want to learn how to unleash my inner powers.
But before we unleash, we must learn to control.
Of course, Hadmar. Whatever you say, Hadmar.
I know you want to help the Nord Cultural Exchange.
Welcome, friend. What bit of arcane wonder can I sell you today? Welcome.
We're about to head out on a trading mission, heading for the glorious city of Rimmon in Golden and Aquina. You interested in coming, Walker?
I won't promise comfortable accommodations. Let's go.
This is taking longer.
Do you know how long I've been looking for you?
Whoa there! Are you alright? The name's Lyris. I hope you've still got some fight left in you. You're going to need it. Dead. Must have been the runt of the litter. Keep your weapon ready and stay sharp. This place is full of surprises. Keep moving. There are more Daedra on the way.
Don't stop now. Keep moving. More guards are on the way.
Let's keep moving. Let's get out of here, my friend. The Prophet.
Greetings, Wesley. Like you, I am a prisoner in this place. You must rescue me, and I, in turn, must rescue you.
Hold a moment. Come here. We need to talk. The Prophet. He's a prisoner here too. It was very dangerous for him to speak to you, even for a moment. You must think you can help me. Break him out, of course. Believe me, I can use all the help I can get. That blind old man is the only person alive who can help us get back home. Tamriel's a long way from here. These tunnels will eventually take us to the Towers of Eyes. That's where we'll find the Sentinels. Magical constructs created by Molag Bal to guide his vision in Cold Harbor. The Sentinels are connected. If we destroy one, the others will be blinded. With any luck, that will buy us the time we need to free the Prophet. I've no idea. Brute force? We'll find a way. We have to. Be ready for anything. I doubt Molag Bal left the Sentinels unguarded. I'm sure you do, and I'll answer them as best I can. He's a strange one, no doubt about it, but he's the wisest man I've ever met. He sees things, the past, the future. You're obviously not in Tamriel anymore. Think of the most miserable, depressing place you've ever been in your life. That's paradise compared to Cold Harbor. And to top it off, well, there's no easy way to say it. You're dead. I don't know. Once we rescue the Prophet, he can tell you about the gods and the ways of oblivion. I don't understand any of it myself. A man named Manamarco. His worm cult is doing some kind of ritual back in Tamriel. They sacrificed you and everyone in this prison to the Daedric Prince Molag Bal. After you died, whatever was left showed up here. They call you the Soul Shriven. It means you're a slave and you'll spend the rest of eternity here in Cold Harbor, working under the lash of the Daedra. Unless, of course, you come with me. No, I wasn't sacrificed. The Prophet and I were brought here conventionally, if that makes any sense. But we're prisoners here, same as you. It won't be easy. The place is watched by magical constructs called Sentinels. We won't stand a chance unless we can blind them. I'll tell you more when we get there. And we'll never get there if we don't get moving. We should keep moving. Well played, friend. Arkay's beard, you are good in a fight.
The god of brutality knows of your escape. Hurry!
Sentinels are connected. If we destroy one, the others will also be blinded for a time. Try to be inconspicuous. Just got free of this place. The last thing we need is to get recaptured. Quickly! While he's blinded, we must get to the Prophet's cell.
Fool! You will never escape my realm.
Hermamura's wagging tongue. The door's warded. We'll never get in this way. Damn it! Destroying the Sentinel must have triggered these wards. We'll need to find another way in. Maybe Cadwell can help us. Cadwell is the oldest of the Soul Shriven. After years of torment, Soul Shriven usually go insane and turn feral. But not Cadwell. He was already insane before he left Tamriel. Mad as a box of frogs, but completely harmless. You'll see. Cadwell sees things as he wishes them to be. To him, Cold Harbor is a wondrous place. It's his home. And he knows it like the back of his hand. He's usually down by the river. Let's go find him.
One fine day in the middle of the night, two dead kings got up to fight. Back to back they faced each other, drew their bows, and stabbed themselves. Hello, what's this? Out for a stroll then? Lovely day for it. Sir Cadwell, yes, indeed, a pleasure. And fair Lyris, good to see you, my dear. How are you then? Oh dear, well that is inconvenient, isn't it? Tell you what, I happen to know another way in. Much more of a scenic route. Rather a fun little jaunt, actually, full of traps and corpses and nasty beasties filling up the bits in between. Rather cautiously, I expect. Watch your step, hold your nose, and do mind the traps. There'll like as not be a fair dose of running and skull bashing as well. Follow the river. You'll find the door to the Undercroft at the water's end. Once you're inside, stick to the light, and you'll find a ladder that will take you right up to the Prophet straight away. Do give him my best. Best of luck. Do check in now and again, won't you? Well, there's not much to tell, is there? It's the same old pish-tosh, gallant knight, epic quests, rescued maidens. I came to this land when my head was quite unceremoniously separated from my body. Bad luck that, but you make the best of things. Oh, quite a long time. In fact, I wouldn't be a bit surprised if I was the oldest of the Soul Shriven, of those who didn't go feral, that is. I know every tunnel and path, every nook and cranny. The others look up to me, I suppose. Ah, Lyris, girl's as mad as sheer Gorus jammies. Heart's in the right place, I suppose. Says she's got to rescue the Prophet to save us all from eternal torment. How an old blind man could do that is quite beyond me. An Imperial gentleman. Apparently he was once a powerful mage, but the years haven't been kind. Lyris says he knows of a path back to Tamriel. I rather think that if one existed, I'd have found it by now. I hadn't actually given it much thought. Anything's possible, I suppose. Truth is, I've been here so long, this place feels like home. But A good uprising now and again is a pleasant diversion, so where's the harm, eh?
Cadwell seems to think this Undercroft is a delightful place. Probably means it's a death trap. Better be careful. The sooner you get that door open, the sooner we can get out of here. What was your name again? Target practice? Prophet's cage should be just ahead. Quickly now, we haven't much time. All right. The good news is we made it here in one piece, and the Prophet looks unharmed. Now the bad news. It's going to be up to you to keep him safe and get him back to Tamriel. I'm not going with you. There's a trick to opening the cell. The only way for a prisoner to leave is for another living soul to take their place. I need to swap places with the Prophet. Believe me, I wish there was, but I don't see anyone else here with a beating heart, do you? If Molag Bal isn't stopped, he'll destroy everyone and everything we've ever loved. Once it's done, get moving. The Prophet will know where to go, but he'll need your eyes and your protection.
I remember this feeling. It will be fleeting, though, if Molag Bal has his way. Thank the Divines you are safe. There is that, at least. Lyra sacrificed everything that we might go free. Her sacrifice must not be in vain. I wish that were possible, but I promise you, once we escape Cold Harbor, we will find a way to rescue her together, Vestige. That is the name I have given you. You are but a trace of your former self, a soulless one, an empty vessel that longs to be filled. It is as the scrolls foretold, but not exactly as I imagined. That is what I've come to be called. My true name is lost even to me. Years of torment have taken their toll. Quickly now, we must make haste to the anchor. The anchors are Daedric machines of the darkest magic. Their chains bind our world and pull it towards Cold Harbor. I can use one of these anchors to return us to Tamriel, but you must lead me to it. Up the stairs, quickly! We must get to the anchor mooring!
Thinks it can defy me. Futile. Soon your world will be in my chains.
Come! I will protect you! Anchor's portal is high above us. I will prepare a spell to lift us to it. But first, you must reattune yourself to Nern in order to regain your physical form. To do this, you will need a Sky Shard. A shard of ethereal magicka that carries the essence of Nern. Some link them to Lorcan, the missing god of creation. If you collect and absorb its power, it should restore your corporeal form. I will summon one of these shards for you to absorb. Shard of Aetherius, fall upon us now and anoint us with your blessing. There, quickly! Collect the Sky Shard! Great Akatosh, dragon god of time, I require your strength. Let the way be opened. Let these wandering souls return home. Let the will of Moloch Val be denied. Hurry! We must go now! The vestige awakens once again. Come here, we must speak. As I feared, we arrived in different locations. I am in a place with the smell of burning ash on a hot wind, and the sounds of a distant battle. It matters not. You have awakened once again, and we must set you on your path. Days, weeks, I cannot tell. The voids between worlds disrupted all sense of time and space. I know only that you were deposited into the sea, and some charitable soul fished you out and brought you to dry land. I'm afraid you will have to decide that for yourself. I must focus on searching for a way to repay Lyris's bold sacrifice. I cannot simply abandon her to the wrath of Molag Bal. I cannot foresee that, not yet. But we will meet again. There is still much we need to accomplish. Be wary, Vestige. Our very plane of existence is in peril. The threat of Molag Bal looms across all Tamriel, and chaos spreads in its shadow. Danger roams the land and will assume many forms. Do not let it catch you off guard. You must find your own path, but perhaps there is a reason for the place in which you find yourself. Explore, search for a cause to lend your hand. Join with others. You might even seek out those who rescued you from the sea. The choice is yours. Indeed, I sense that even now, there are good people near you who face grave danger. They need your assistance, should you be willing to give it. To thwart the will of Molag Bal, we must skirmish with evil wherever it rears its head. We do not face these troubled times alone. Many shall rise up to fight this tide of darkness. Wherever you go, you will encounter others who share your courage and valor. Help them if you can, and enlist their aid if you have need of it.